Hello, welcome or welcome back to Spiritual Maintenance. I am your spiritual advocate, Mystic Mary. In a previous video, I had talked about how I have found that communication is it's an effective way of measuring our spiritual state, because the more we are able to understand the person in front of us and accept them for who they are, the conversation tends to flow more fluidly. There's less tension, less confusion, etc., because we just accept what is. So I have posted some shorts. All of them are up as of right now, on assertiveness. And that's just asserting yourself in times of tension and things like that. And keep in mind, the continuing assertiveness is for those who are unhealed, who use their pain kind of as an excuse to treat others poorly. And so these techniques, these skills are meant for you to be able to stand your ground, stand up for yourself, show up for yourself, and express your self-worth. Letting that other person know that you are worthy of being treated, like being treated decently. Yeah, I'm paused for a moment. 1 second. I think treated with dignity is what Spirit wants to say. You deserve to be treated with dignity. And when you recognize that someone cannot communicate with you in that way, you use these assertiveness skills to stand up for yourself, to show up for yourself. Essentially, what you're doing is you are reparenting yourself, because most of the time when you're in these situations where you have to be assertive, it's because of past experiences that you've gone through, with usually kind of like tyrant type of parents, where you learned that speaking up for yourself was not okay, or your parents just didn't show up for you and speak up for you, with teachers, bullies, etc. And so that there's a parental wound there. So as you're assertive, you're actually showing up for your inner self, your inner child, in a way that you weren't shown up for before. Because when someone is disrespecting us, yelling at us, criticizing, belittling, those kind of things, that's when those triggers come up, which is our inner child trying to speak and have their moment and process what happened in the past. So when you're assertive, you're telling that inner child, hey, it's okay. I got you. And then you go on. And the next series of shorts that I will be posting is on empathic listening. And that's for those who see confrontation, any sort of negative conversation, speech, anything where there's a I'm trying to think of a word that fits appropriately, but they're fleeting. You don't see eye to eye. And that is a threat to your inner child, is what I'm hearing. So being different is a threat. Wow. Okay. So that's the key. Being different is a threat. So if somebody is negative towards you, if you do something and then they're like, well, I actually like this, instead of people pleasing or like trying to fluidly fit what they are wanting, empathic listening is where you accept that, okay, that's what they like. Like, I don't need to like pizza because they like pizza. Instead, I'm going to say, oh, that's really neat. You like pizza? Well, I actually prefer this. And then you stand and you're okay with that. But you're still curious and excited about the other person that they like pizza. That's that empathic listening. It's also recognizing that what is being spoken to you, even if there are heavier emotions behind it, it's not about you. It's about the person who is speaking to you. If they're speaking and there's sadness there, You don't need to fix their sadness. If there's anger there, you don't need to fix their anger either. You may diffuse and do the clouding and things like that if the anger is at a threatening level and you recognize you need to back away. Then yes, bring those skills in. But otherwise, it's okay for the person in front of you to be angry, and you just sit and say, wow, I see this makes you really angry, because that's empathic listening. You're recognizing what's going on. You're validating what's going on. Like, oh, wow, I would be angry too. And like I said, I will post those skills here in shortly. And if you're seeing this in the future, hopefully they're already posted by then. But those are just skills to help you practice and get to that point. And if you're practicing them and you're noticing like, oh, it's really hard for me to do this one, that's a blueprint to an inner child wound that needs healing. And so go ahead and do that shadow work and then try that skill again and notice how much you've accomplished, and then be proud of yourself. Definitely reward yourself when you've noticed that you've done these skills, and with each one you get better, because that takes a very strong person. So many people start this type of work and then don't complete it because it is so uncomfortable. So if you make it through, reward yourself in whatever way that looks, whether it's getting yourself a candy bar, taking yourself out to a movie, whatever, reward yourself. I think that's it. It was mainly just an update on these communication skills, and for both sides of standing up for yourself as well as effective listening, because it takes that reciprocity to have a very flowing, healthy, I'm hearing beautiful conversation. Okay, I'm going to let you go, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.